This is my friend Miguel. Miguel just moved here from New York City. And what are you gonna make for me?
Well, today we are gonna make red velvet whoopie pies, also known as sandwich cookies. The reason we're making those as opposed to cupcakes or some other form of red velvet is because I think that this is the best frosting to cake ratio. And for me, it's really just an excuse to eat frosting. So we're gonna start with the dry ingredients and we're gonna sift them all together in this bowl before we go to the mixer. I'm gonna tap this and let it get all sifted together, get rid of all those lumps, especially the cocoa powder, which is very lumpy at the moment, so.
Wet ingredients.
Here we are with all of our wet ingredients.
Let's not forget the most important wet ingredient.
Hell yeah. Cheers.
Mimosas with cheap champagne.
And so we've also got the lovely terracotta KitchenAid mixer, which is the love of my life.
Beautiful.
We're going to start by just creaming the sugar and the butter.
Okay.
So we've got half a stick of butter right here. It's at room temperature, which is really important because otherwise it won't cream properly.
Okay, room temperature.
And we've got a cup of sugar. That's just going to go right in. We've got our whisk attachment on the mixer.
All right.
So let's just lay that
Lock
down,
and load. Let's whip it.
And let's see what happens. Alright, so it's been about 3 minutes and the butter and sugar are creamed and they're light and fluffy and great. So now it's time to add the eggs.
Alright.
And it's going to be 2 eggs.
2 eggs room temperature, right?
We're going to add them room temperature. We're going to add them one at a time. Alright, then we got vanilla extract and that is going to be 1 or 2 teaspoons, I can't.
I think it's 1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon? Alright, well then 1 it is. Alright.
1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then it's 2 teaspoons of vinegar.
And then the last thing is the red food coloring.
Yay, red food dye.
Is that a whole tablespoon?
It is a whole tablespoon.
Alright, so now we're going to mix this up.
Okay, lock and load.
Alright, so now once it's all fully incorporated, we can start adding the dry ingredients that we sifted earlier.
Alright.
And we are going to add it in sections.
Okay.
So we're not going to overload the batter with all this dry all at once.
Okay.
Lift that up a little
Alright,
bit.
alright.
And in fact, if we had like a little something to help.
Yeah, that would be good.
Even, that would be helpful, right?
Okay.
I'm just going to mix it all together here.
Alright.
And we're just going to start and just sort of put that in there.
Okay.
And mix it in. So just go ahead, lock that up.
All right.
All right, so now we have mixed up the batter.
Woo!
Doesn't it look bright red and delicious?
Okay.
And we are going to take an ice cream scoop. Now a smaller ice cream scoop because I think we want to make a whole bunch and have them be like almost bite-sized.
Those look really pretty.
Right.
Okay, while he's doing this, I'm going to put the first batch in. Here we go. And we're gonna keep an eye on this for, 5 minutes and just make sure that they're springy.
All right, so the cookies have now been in the oven for about 8 to 9 minutes and they're springy to the touch, so we're gonna pull them out.
All right, here we go. Okay, and next up we've got Brooke with good old fashioned red velvet. Well, hey y'all, this is my best friend Brooke. Hey y'all, she's from Georgia, which makes her, I think, very qualified to make red velvet cake.
It's true.
Down there in the South, they love red velvet cake.
Love us some red velvet.
Well, let's get started making, what do we start with?
Well, like in any cake or cookie or baking as usual, usually start with just all dry in the beginning.
Okay.
Get it all going.
Okay.
So we have our flour,
Right on.
got some sugar, baking soda, not powder. That would be
Baking
bad.
soda, that's key. Okay.
And they also call for a fine salt, not kosher, not sea salt, fine salt.
Fine.
And then just a teaspoon of cocoa.
Just a teaspoon in this
bit.
one. Just a teaspoon. All right, let's sift. What's great about sifting like this is it mixes
As you
everything
go.
throughout.
Yeah, for the most part. And even if it doesn't, I'll give it one good stir with like a wooden spoon, like just something not very aggressive. Because like I said, the flour, it's delicate.
you won't mess with flour, but you do want to fluff it up so it's all pretty.
Yeah, you want to make it, because that kind of helps with getting it spongy and getting it high and pretty looking. And then we move on to the wet ingredients. We got 1.5 cups of vegetable oil, just the basic stuff, nothing fancy.
Okay.
1 cup of buttermilk.
All right.
They want it to be room temperature.
Ew.
Which, right? Kind of scary, but I'm going to go with it and just not be scared. 2 eggs. You see, 2 eggs. 2. And then we're going to have, it calls for 2 tablespoons of red food coloring, but as we discussed, I might bring that down a little bit because yeah, it's just, you know, it's a little dash.
Yeah.
I don't want pink, but I also don't want that, you know, the lollipop issue.
Right.
And then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I always go with pure, not imitation. Me and my husband always have a debate about that because it's a little bit pricier, but I'm like, dude, I'm baking.
Yeah, come on, man.
Fancy stuff. Come on now. Anyway, and then also the ingredient that I think is in every red velvet recipe, which is a little bit of vinegar. So it's 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and that's it.
And that gives it, I think, the texture. That's
that's the spongy.
Exactly.
All
right, let's do it.
Well, I'm just gonna do a teaspoon at a time to see how we like it, because really the red velvet coloring is, I mean, this dye doesn't do anything but color, so it's just up to our preference. Let's see what it looks like.
It's like an episode of Dexter over here. All right, so now we're adding this to the dry.
Yes, we're gonna get a big old bowl.
Big old bowl. Let's get a big old bowl.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So this actually says in the stand mixer, which is so snobby. We're not using a stand mixer today. We're gonna have the wet ingredients in first.
Okay.
And then we'll slowly pour in.
Did you ever see the Mr. Rogers Crayon Factory episode?
I thought that was Sesame Street.
No, Mr. Rogers. Well, I think they both went to Crayola.
Oh,
they went
don't lick like that. That was a bad idea.
Well, anyways, it looks like the Crayola factory when they pour the wax.
Oh, it's a red crayon,
I
which
love
you probably shouldn't eat.
No. Okay, so now we're adding.
Yeah, we're gonna slowly mix in the dry, and hopefully there aren't any mishaps. But I am worried about the depth of the bowl compared to.
I'll get in there. I'll get in there. So you
whatever.
go
We'll work
first
it out.
batch. Who you got?
So 1 blob in and slowly mix.
I'm gonna. It's just not slow. You know what I'm gonna do?
We could just use. I have a wooden spoon. Would you like a wooden spoon?
No, this is great. Because it's still whisking. Okay, next batch.
Do you want this? Okay.
This is fantastic.
Alright, let's stop and clean off the sides too. Okay. Like anytime you make anything, you got issues with the sides.
Yeah, and you don't want to over mix because the glutens in the cake flour will start to create chains. That's some science.
And also, keep in mind, remember how I was like, I don't know if I want any more red. Well, now since we're adding the white from the flour and it's getting kind of pinkish.
Is that not the color you're wanting?
I might. It looks a little Valentine's Day to me.
Yeah, let's get it bloody. So let's put a little bit in.
Yeah, look, let's a little bit of the red.
Okay.
You think?
Yeah, just dump a little in, honestly. Okay. This is Alphabeet.
Yeah, we don't use measurement or reason.
At least not in baking. And then I think we just use the spatula to kind of
spatula to get the side.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go now.
And I think we have to take it to a vote to see the color. See if everyone likes the color or if you want a little bit more.
You know,
I'm okay with
the contrast of the frosting, I think we're fine.
Okay.
I think we're good. And so we're ready to cup it out, right?
Yeah, we could do that. Let's put it in some cupcake holders.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna show you what I learned from my roommate Carrie, the cupcake queen.
Yeah, that girl's a pro.
And the way, because she will not accept any goop on the sides. Like it's a travesty. So what she does, which I learned from her, is you take the cup in your hand.
Okay.
And you pour it here.
Oh.
And you get it, you know, the usual 3/4 full.
Mm-hmm.
And then you dump it in.
Oh
yeah.
No!
Well, I mean, it's me, you know. It's not gonna be perfect.
That's a good idea.
You just like center it. Oh God, this is a big 1/4 cup. And then you just.
Yeah, sometimes they're wider than other ones.
See?
That's nice. I like it.
Yeah, let's fill up. We'll do 2. We'll just do it all at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Do
right.
it. They look all hot and fluffy, much taller thicker, they're good to go. So officially it's 13 minutes in the oven.